But yeah, is there anything that huh?
Life and death?
No, we can do start with that one first, and
just
then
start
let
with life
yeah
for
first,
everyone, and then death.
and then
I
yeah
wasn't sure.
Do you want to chime in, or you?
I love the Reiki part. Part of the School of Hard Knocks that I was telling you about. Reiki was very, very healing for me. And I'll just be transparent and vulnerable right here. But so I was just kind of playing around with frequencies and chakras and those kinds of just learning. And I'm a very fast learner. So I found this young lady. She started talking about the heart chakra. And it was something about this one that gravitated me. Man, I started bawling, crying. I didn't even know what was coming from. And when I started writing and journaling, it was like coming from a very deep place. And I'm like, man, I can't. And it literally, she just had this little thing. It was a 3-minute little clip. Changed my life. And so from there, it opened up. So to hear you talk about being a Reiki master, it just, and I know a little bit about it. Limited, but it was enough to appreciate it and to have a great, profound respect for those who teach Reiki. So, thank you.
Thank you.
How long have you been doing? How long were you a Reiki master? You said
How
2
long?
years? Yeah. How long was it?
Probably 30 years.
38
years. 38.
Oh wow. Okay.
Wow. You say it modestly, but I guarantee you that.
Wow.
You're no joke. Like, I know you're being humble about it, but 30 years?
Yeah.
I
38.
Know, she said 38?
38. Don't forget.
I do it now. I'll do chair Reiki. I used to have a table where I would either go to people who needed Reiki and wanted Reiki, or I would do it in my home. So, but now I do chair Reiki to those who need it, if they need it.
Yeah.
Not as much, but it's always with you, as you know.
Thank you for sharing your little life secret that help us get along.
You're welcome, Jovan.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Uh-oh. Look at this. Wow.
He's not even
We have
scared.
a pigeon.
Wow.
Yeah, I will. Might as well. I'm taking a picture.
He wants to be in the podcast. Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to you. So what about life experiences for you? What has life been for you, and on a spiritual journey, so to speak? How's that been for you?
I feel that for me, I always knew that God had a calling on my life to be a leader. And I never really wanted to be a leader. Life just felt too fun. And I know the responsibility of being a leader. Talk to the camera? Should I talk to the camera? So, no, I'm just kidding. I'm just thinking about it, and I'm saying to myself, it's only so long that you can put off listening to Daddy. And, I had to finally, I got to a place where my back was against the wall, and it was life or death.
Wow.
And I chose life. So I learned that life will be whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Good, bad, in the middle, stagnant, whatever you want it to be. You can literally design and attract the life that you want by simply embodying that very thing that you want. So, and that's a journey. There is no end goal. It's a continuum, and we'll get to death part of it, but no one truly knows or have, I guess you could say, a forensic account of what is after death. But from what I'm experiencing, I don't think that we ever die. I don't. So therefore, is death an oxymoron?
Hold on, we didn't get to that part yet.
We didn't get to that part.
Not that part yet.
So talking about life,
yes.
Abundance, joy, expansion, maturity, growth. There's just so much room at the table. But if you don't find your seat at the table, there's other places that you'll be. So life just has taught me to remain humble, appreciate those around me, stay in tune with the things that matter, and just focus, and just remain focused and driven.
Could I ask you this though? You said earlier that there is a calling on your life. Can you explain to not only just us as here, but to the audience, to the viewers, what do you mean by that? What does that mean to you?
So the calling ultimately is to serve a higher purpose. For me, it's God. I'm Christian.
Okay.
So for me, it's liberating people who may not have the same opportunities, whether it be mental blockages, economic blockages, whatever the blockage is. As a leader, I have a profound, I guess you could say, unction or urgency to bring liberation to people that are oppressed. White, black, young, old. Obviously, it starts with my community, I feel, but everybody's welcome. And so my calling would just literally be to set my people free. Moses to the Pharaoh, and that's just in different ways. spiritually, economically, physically. Sometimes it's just fitness. Get off the couch, man, and get your ass in the gym. You know, whatever way I get. But before I can lead, I have to embody the things that, you know. And so I have components of all those pieces. I'm putting them together as we speak. So a higher calling, man. I mean, we don't serve. God didn't put us on this earth just for ourselves. We're here to serve others. You know, and that's my biggest thing. You know, the greatest of us are the servant of all, and God had to teach me a real lesson on those things the past couple of years, and I finally accepted the calling. Finally, and I don't want no more whoopings, no more lessons, no more setbacks. It's progression and maturity and growth from here on out. Yes, sir.
Solid.
Yeah.
Go ahead, you can.
For me, life was a very exhilarating thing. I think it's a beautiful thing, and I think life is most definitely a mystery. There's lessons that you have to learn from it, but that's what makes it a beautiful thing. Once again, like what we were talking about previously, if we knew everything, there would be nothing to learn from. That would be like, to say in a religious standpoint, like an angel, you know, or righteously so. Yeah, and so I believe in the whole, like, sin, karma, yin and yang. I believe there's a little bit of good and bad and good, and that's just how life is. Because if we were perfect, there'd be literally no point in learning from it. Like, there would be no growth. So I think life is a beautiful thing in terms of that, to where you find beauty in growth and you find beauty in the setbacks. And I think that's what the purpose of life is, at least for, well, not even just for humans, but for animals too, and bugs, just like the way that they go about life, and the bees and the ants, and how they work so hard for their food and their life, and they don't really care about what anybody else does and stuff, but they have setbacks and hardships as well. Like, we're not really any different from all life, and I just think life in general is a beautiful thing, but there's beauty in chaos, so we just have to learn and stay in the present, and just be positive even during the strife. And so